New York is the place to be for bagels, and everyone has their favorite spot. I'm Henry Rosoff, and I love bagels. And now I'm trying every bagel I can get my hands on, one schmear at a time, and seeing how they stack up. Join me on my quest for New York's best bagel.
And welcome into the Pix 11 Plus streaming center. I am Henry Rosoff, and I am in search for New York's best bagel. Really appreciate you joining us. You'll notice we have a new email address. If you have a bagel to suggest for me to try, bestbagel@pix11.com. Again, bestbagel@pix11.com. You can still email me personally, henry.rosoff@pix11.com. This just filters right to me. We appreciate the IT department setting that up. And boy, do we have a recommendation today. As you know, my day job, so to speak, if you're a regular viewer here at Pix11, is our senior political reporter. And I recently sat down, one of the first people to sit down after he was sworn in, with the new mayor of New York City, Zohran Mamdani. We, of course, asked him all the serious and important questions, and all of that is posted at pix11.com. But we did have a little fun at the end, especially because of something he mentioned in his inauguration about bagels. So let's go ahead and look at my chat with the new mayor, and then we'll talk on the other side a little bit. You mentioned him during the inauguration. You said only in a city like New York could a Muslim kid like you grow up eating bagels and lox on Sunday. So now, as the mayor of New York, what makes for a great bagel?
Okay. I mean, my favorite kind of bagel is a bagel and lox. And I also am I'm a sucker of pairing it with some pulp. Tropicana is just how I grew up. I have to tell you that recently I had a bagel and lox from Apollo Bagels, not too far from here. Very good.
Yeah? What about as far as, like, are you looking for like crackly outside or a little softer or a denser inside? What as far as the bagel itself?
I'm looking for crackle, I would say.
I am too, and I can't find a good one.
I grew up poppy seed bagel, scallion cream cheese, absolute bagels. I know they've reopened under new management. I'm excited to try it out. But I think, to me, you can't really tell the story of New York City without telling the story of our bagels.
So I'll have to give Apollo a try. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, my friend.
And that day is today. The conversation was a few days ago, and you guessed it, we are going to review today Apollo Bagels, which has a few locations around Manhattan and also one in Brooklyn and one over in New Jersey. That New Jersey theme is going to repeat today. A little tease ahead to my second bagel shop that I'll be trying in just a couple of minutes. This is a really interesting shop. Let's review the rules, and I'll kind of talk you through everything that I saw when going to the shop this morning. Remember, we're reviewing all these shops on the basis of 1 through 10 bagels. We got an everything bagel with the scallion cream cheese and a plain bagel, and of course we got it untoasted. Now, that being said, over at Apollo, they only have 3 bagels. They only have a plain, they only have an everything, and they only have a sesame, and they recommended toasted, not untoasted, and of course I couldn't do the mayor's bagels and lox because we don't want to schlep fresh fish across town. That would not end well for anyone, namely me. So let's bring in the bagel cam, and I'll continue to talk about this place. There's the bagel cam. There's the bag. Apollo Bagels, and let's unwrap this. So again, a fairly limited selection as we pull out. I believe this is the plain bagel with plenty of napkins. You'll notice I have coffee this morning. Been talking about it. We got like screen prints, like a mug with the bagel logo, and this is the everything bagel with scallion cream cheese, I imagine. So they recommended toasted because this came out hot not long before I got there. It seems to be holding up pretty well. I really like the coating we are having on this bagel, and it has a nice amount of scallion cream cheese. So I would say let's just dive in and give it a try and see how it goes. So we have 3, 2, 1, Apollo Bagels. At first blush, excellent. And I say excellent because you heard that crunch and you heard me just talk to the mayor about the crunch. This is really, really good. Let's get in. I'm going to show you the non-bit off piece and tell you why. Look at those air pockets that you can see in there. We'll get into the plain one in a minute, but a really nice balance between fluffiness and denseness. Really fresh herb ingredients. This place, by the way, started as just a pop-up shop during the pandemic era, and now they have 6 stores. They use a natural sourdough starter, I'm told. Very modern, very limited menu. And I'm a big fan of this first bite. Let's give it a second bite, and then we'll rip and tear the plain. Excellent. Just as good as the first. I have coffee today for the win. All right. Let's get into the plane, but I think this is going clear the table. I think this is going to be a pretty good score. I'm getting the wipe your mouth signal from off camera. Let's wipe my mouth. Okay, wow. This is a really interesting cook. Let's do the top and bottom together right there. Really, really thorough cook. Lighter and fluffier on the inside than many bagels. I'm going to kind of, do my thing where I rip and tear and kind of ruin it. Oh, listen to that. Oh, my goodness. Our first really good crackly bagel on this show. I am a fan. I am enamored with this place. You get the really nice, strong sourdough. Let me dig it out again. It tastes like a sourdough bagel. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. That's a really, really great flavoring. I'm making a mess here because of how much it crumbles, but listen to this. That's what you want. That's what I mean. The only question is, do I give out my first 10? I think I might be close. Beautiful. I don't know. I feel like it's early in this show arc to give out a 10, but it's speaking to my heart. I wish the density was a hair more on the inside, but I am not going to nitpick. Cue the music. We have our first 10 Apollo Bagels for the win, as recommended by Mayor Mamdani. I promise you I ask him tough questions. You can check out my whole interview at pix11.com. I grilled him on childcare and working with ICE and mental health. And I promise you the bagel was really a coda conversation to all of this. So Apollo Bagels, New York's best bagel, has its first 10. It is Apollo Bagels. Again, you can recommend a local bagel shop of your own by emailing our brand new email address, bestbagel@pix11.com. And now, coming up on the other side of this break, we are going to take our first trip to Jersey. One of our fabulous managing editors brought this next bagel in. We will see you on the other side of this break. And welcome back into the Pix11 Streaming Center. I am Henry Rosoff, and I am in search for New York's best bagel. Of course, if you have a bagel recommendation, go ahead and email us at our new email address, bestbagel@pix11.com. Wow, we may have just found one of the best bagels in the city with our review recommended by Mayor Zohran Mamdani of Apollo Bagels. Really impressed with that one. But for the first time, we're going to head across the river and review a shop that our fabulous managing editor, Patrick Mason, really recommended over in Jersey City, and that would be Wonder Bagels. So he took this picture for us this morning as we went ahead and picked up the bagels for us. And Wonder has 5 locations in Jersey City and 2 in Bayonne. Family-owned a bagel shop founded in 1991, still family-owned. They try to blend the old school with the new school, of course, hand-rolled bagels. Before we get the bag out, a quick refresher on our rules here. We'll give them a score of 1 to 10. We just awarded our first 10 to Apollo, so I'm excited to see what one of Jersey's best places has to offer. We're getting the everything bagel with the scallion cream cheese on it, the plain bagel for ripping and tearing. We're going untoasted pretty much exactly for this reason. We want to judge everything on an even playing field, and schlepping in bagels, especially from across the river from to Midtown here to our Pix11 studios, not the best idea if it's toasted. It might get rock hard on us. Let's bring in the bagel cam and let's go ahead and try Wonder Bagels. So here is the bag. Let's get the bagels. A receipt. Got to pay Patrick back. And a napkin. And 1 bagel, 2 bagels. Let's get the bag out of here. Sip of coffee. I'm doing too much talking there. Pause for the cause. Thank you very much. All right, let's unwrap it. I believe this is going to be our everything with the scallion cream cheese. I got to say, light on the seeds and heavy on the cream cheese. So we'll see how this goes. A lot of sesame. I mean, I would say the majority of this quote unquote everything is going to be sesame. Looks like good fresh ingredients inside, though, I will say. A little bit on the smaller side relative to some of the bagels we review. I don't hate that. I mean, a giant bagel isn't too good either, so we'll have to see. Let's open the plain here before we go ahead and take our first bite. The plain bagel, a nice cook with distinct bottom cook and a distinct top cook. Definitely seeing some density that we like. Let's see about a crackle. A little. I doubt you're hearing it. Very, very little bit. I would like a little more ideally, but let us go ahead and review Wonder Bagels in 3, 2, 1. That's a really nice bite. It actually does blend a bit of the of sort of the little crunch on the outside, very little bit, but nice. Nice density on the inside. Really classic density. Very chewable. I gotta say, the fresh ingredients here, they look fresh. Nice cuts of scallion, as you can see there. But I'm not getting much onion hit in it. Just to be perfectly honest with you, it was really looking, the schmear looked very good to me, but I'm not getting a lot of onion. I want a second bite here. Maybe I just got a not great bite as far as tasting it. This is a very edible bagel. I know it sounds completely ridiculous saying that about food, but let me go ahead and explain myself. I was really able to bite through nice and easy, but it's got a nice texture. I'm just not getting a lot of the pop of the scallion. I didn't quite get the crunch on the outside, didn't quite get the seed coverage. So there's definitely, this isn't going to be another 10, but it's a very solid bagel. Let's rip and tear the plain bagel a little bit denser than we saw from Apollo. Let's dig this out a little bit. There you go. That's a top view. Again, a little bit of crackling there. It's a very well balanced inside. The chewiness and fluffiness balance, 10 out of 10 there as far as that aspect of this bagel. And I want to get a bite on the bottom because I actually think there's a nice bottom cook here. You can see. And I want a separate little bite on the bottom before I do my final score. And the reason I like this is because the bottom usually gets cooked, as you can see, comparing top to bottom, a little bit harder in points. You see there's some darker brown areas on the bottom there. And I'm looking for a little bit, as you heard me talking about with the mayor just a few minutes ago, a little bit of a crunch and a bite on the outside. And that bottom it's nice. It's a good cook. So overall, I mean, to me, I've got the score in mind. Wonder Bagels, absolutely a solid 7. A solid 7. Really, really, nice bagel. Can definitely eat through that quickly. Great commuter bagel. I mean, if we grab that, eat it on the way to work. It held up really well, moving all the way here from Midtown Manhattan from about 2 hours ago to when our managing editor, Patrick, purchased it on our behalf. Really, really good bagel, solid 7. If you have a bagel shop you want to recommend in Queens, I'm coming for you. I know I've gotten so many Queens recommendations, and we keep getting trapped in this little nexus of Brooklyn and Manhattan. We are coming to Queens next week, I promise. But if you have a bagel you want to recommend, go ahead and email us at bestbagel@pix11.com. I am Henry Rosoff, the resident bagel enthusiast, and yes, senior political reporter here at Pix11. You go ahead and have a great day, and we will see you next week when we try yet another couple of bagels. Have a great day.